The small council is growing. Is that a good thing? Who can tell? Just like Lady Frey, I am here. I am trying to catch up, no matter how distracting and annoying that might be. So to the nobles and the small folk of the realm, hello and welcome back to the Popcorn for Dinner podcast. And welcome to Suicide Watch with Criston Cole. I'm Bankole Mokoda, and today I have the pleasure, the honor, and frankly unenviable task of subbing in for Ebube as we discuss the 5th episode of House of the Dragon Season 4. My task is, however, made... Season 4? Season 3? My task is, however, made a bit lighter because joining me today, that's the last time they listened to a halftime speech by Daemon Targaryen. It's Sonan and Fami. How you guys doing?
Woo! We good, man. Ready
We
to
out
get
here.
into this dope episode.
Okay, dope. That's like good. I like it when I know how my co-hosts feel from the jump.
Yeah, man. I
Fami,
love
what do you
this
think about
one.
this episode?
I struggle to place it. I feel like as you watch the episodes, you naturally are like, oh, which is the best, which is the worst, where are you ranking it? But
Mhm.
I almost view 1 to 4 as like a subplot or subseason, and this is slightly different. Overall, I liked it. I feel like so much happened that it's very difficult to even just like, I had to take multiple notes to make sure I got everything. But so much happened, and so much of the plot was moved forward in that typical politicking Game of Thrones way that it just was very enjoyable.
I really loved the first 4 episodes. Like it was, as it been mentioned, it was in our discussion that he got the idea. Some people have pushed back on, but I stand by it that this is the best 2-episode run of House of the Dragon. That was kind of like, that's just where I stand.
No, it's
I
season
think
1.
this is... I think so. Here's my thing. We'll get into this episode. I promise. But it's gonna be a long episode. My thing about is that season 1. I love season 1. You guys know that. Like, but it was always in different stages. Like, obviously, most of that felt like a prelude. Then it was us kind of getting used to the new cast of the Rhaenyras and the Alicent and all of that stuff. I think this is the most accomplished version of the show, which makes sense obviously because the show is growing, right? But like this is the one time where like, oh, this is everything that we've been working towards. And it's just been banger after banger, development after development. That was kind of, but again, like season 1, great. It's just like, it felt like, I think also when you're like jumping 10 episodes per episode, 10 years per episode.
Yeah.
It's kind of difficult to get, like you just say, you look at this first 4 as like a whole thing, right? Which
Yeah.
is kind of how I did it as well. But I like this episode, but I did feel like it was a step down, but because it was a step down because it was, I saw it as a perfect mid-season episode because now it's building for the next half. Or in this case, 3 episodes. But like, it's like, okay, we've done that first section, as Fami said. Now this is like, we're putting the word to Ormond and Darren. We're putting all the chess pieces in place for like the next thing. Like people are moving here, characters are having this epiphany. So no, I liked the episode as well, but it was just not up to the like level of the first 4 for me.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think this episode was, for me, one of... I actually like it a lot. Mainly because it's, as you said, it's building up for the rest of seasons, but it's also giving us a lot of characterization. There's
For
humor,
sure.
there's a lot of politicking, and just a lot of like dope like statements and conversations between characters that are so illuminating. Yeah, man. I have to say that it's tough. I will agree though that it's tough to rank it because the rest were also so good. But I'd say I would rank it slightly above episode 4.
Okay. I love
I see that.
4. I love 4. I realized that I wasn't as, like, other people didn't love it as much as I did.
Yeah.
But I love 4. Like, for me, 4 is the best out of the first 4.
Are you serious?
For me.
Better
I don't know
than
why.
3?
I think, yeah, I mean, 3 is like a masterpiece on its own, like a chamber piece on its own. But I think 4, and I was telling Bits as well, 4 felt to me like the closest we got to peak game, like early Game of Thrones.
I'd say that's 5.
I think
say
that's
5.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, at the time, which is why, but and I guess maybe now 5 just feels like continuation of that. But like, I think I remember being kind of struck in 4. I was like, this is the most, and I think Gab said this when she was on with you guys last week on a great episode. Like, this was the most all the characters have been spread out.
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to previous seasons where it's like either you're in Dragonstone or King's Landing.
You're in King's
Like,
Landing,
yeah,
that's
we're just
true.
doing
Yep.
2 rooms. And then also it was the first time we kind of, obviously in season 2 we got some points of view because they're trying to build up Hugh Hammer. But this was the first time we were really walking around the small folk. Obviously that continues in 5 again, but in 4. So I was like, get early Game of Thrones. And then with the whole Larys and Aegon thing, it was giving Brienne and Jaime, it was giving Hound and Arya. It was just like, and then with Ormond, I was like, well, hello Tywin. I was just like,
Very Tywin.
and
Yeah.
I was immediately thinking of like Tywin cutting up was he a lion? And
Yeah,
the
No,
camp?
it was a sheep
stag.
or
It was a
something.
stag.
Stag, was a
Stag,
stag.
It was
yeah,
a
Baratheon.
stag, yeah.
So like, and I was just like, and obviously they're very different kind of characters, very different kind of villains. But I was just like, again, just felt very much like seasons 1
Villains?
to 3. Okay, we'll get into
Some
all
of
of
us
that.
are Team Red here, okay?
So you're saying Tywin is not a villain?
No, Ormond is not a villain.
Ormond is not a villain. Oh, you know what? Let's get into the
We'll get into
episode.
it, we'll
Let's
get
get into the episode.
But speaking about ranking things, just very quickly, last week Ebuka and I got together to talk about our favorite Christopher Nolan films, and then also what we think is his best film. Is it the same pick all through? 3 different picks, 4 different picks? You can listen to find out, obviously, because it's Nolan season. If you haven't watched the Odyssey yet, we have an episode that kind of talks about everything you need to know without knowing about the Odyssey. So like, what is the Iliad? What's the Odyssey? How does Brad Pitt play part in all of this? You can go listen to that, and then please go watch the movie, because we'll be talking about that hopefully later this week, because Christopher Nolan has arrived again. Okay. So before we get into the episode, we got some YouTube comments I want to quickly touch on. One in particular, I really like this kind of insight. It was from Mistman Jones 3555. They said, I like how Rhaenyra's dragon journey mirrors Aemond's. Both were neglected by their parents and were alone for being dragonless. They then had to go out and prove themselves to seize a dragon. I should mention, to seize a very, very scary dragon and volatile dragon, but in both instances. But both dragons has been their riders, and now they are both adopted the traits of their dragons. Do you guys have any thoughts on that before we move in?
Yeah, I totally agree. Definitely they mirror each other. But I think more than that, like it shows how that identity of dragon riding in the Targaryens, right, is double-edged. When you own these dragons and you can ride them is great. You have power, but once you are left out in the cold, it can create a sense of inferiority that you see in both characters. In terms of Aemond, you know, once he picks up Vega, you see that. I think even Halaena said it, that his entire worldview changed. He thought he couldn't be hurt
He didn't know
anymore.
what fear was anymore.
Exactly, doesn't know what fear was. I think same thing with Rhaenyra and Sheepstealer. You see how quickly she's like, no, I won't leave this dragon. It's part of me now. And you know, to jump a little bit into the episode, even Aemond says something similar. He's like, without Vega, I am nothing. So yeah, that was very, very insightful by that commenter. Is definitely, you can definitely see how much of their self-esteem and self-worth is tied up in being dragon riders because of how much they felt, you know, neglected prior to that.
Afam, anything else to add?
I mean, I just find it interesting that they both at some point wanted to go for Vhagar. One got it, one didn't, and now
Oh, that's true.
because Vhagar used to be her mom's dragon.
That's
Yeah.
true.
So I also just found that was an interesting take. It's always
Yeah.
nice to remember things like that, you know, from the
It
earlier
is.
seasons.
It is.
Yeah, you forget that these people are related for real, for
Yeah.
real.
I was trying to be like, what is the relationship
Circle.
between Rhaenyra and the twins? And I was like, okay, they are stepdaughters, but also cousins, but also like nieces or something like
But
that. 'cause-
also future daughters-in-law.
well, they were
Perhaps.
supposed to be future
Yeah,
daughters-in-law.
that's
Yeah. The family tree is a circle at
Circle
this
for
point.
real.
Incest plus.
It's not
So
circle
this-
anymore, it's this now. Incest plus.
It might just be a dot. It might just be like everything's just in one.
Yeah,
Just
it's
a
not
dot.
just one Targaryen dot.
Go Rorschach test. Okay, so this episode is written by Philippa Goslet and is directed by Nina Lopez Carrado. I've tried my best. It's been 10 minutes. I have to just kind of mention the elephant in the room, the chicken in the room. Yes, Sonnen is wearing his Spurs jersey. I don't know why he keeps doing this.
Wow.
I don't know.
You were not going to let this go.
I don't
real.
know.
How can you?
I feel like we need to put a bounce on the door. Anyway, the first time we podcasted since Necessary Kingdoms, congratulations, champion. You're a champion.
Oh my
Congratulations.
gosh. Arsenal fans are
we
so
might need
annoying.
we might need to put a bounce on. I can't believe that he keeps being a Spurs fan of mine.
Yeah.
Podcast.
Congratulations on runners up for Champions League, by the way.
Okay, whatever. Like, you almost got relegated. Let's not do this. Let's not do this.
Almost, but not. Almost, but not. Don't worry. You'll see us next season.
Okay. Speaking of deep despair, Criston Cole.
I don't want to be alive. I just want to die today.
Literally.
For obvious reasons, I was thinking about the Odyssey during this Criston Cole's, but he's running an Odyssey. He's an apocalypse now. He's Odyssey. Okay, so before we talk about Criston Cole himself, so then you have some supporting materials kind of explain what is going on in his journey, his Odyssey, like his own Ithaca to Troy kind of journey and vice versa. Yeah. So go ahead.
So just to give a little bit of context, and we should have something on the screen at this point. So Criston Cole has left Harrenhal and he's chasing the rivermen who are on their way to Tumbleton. And why this is so important, these river crossings that I talked about, is because going from Harrenhal down to Tumbleton, they're on the western side of the God's Eye. In order to go from Harrenhal to Tumbleton, or from the God's Eye to Tumbleton, you have to cross a river called the Blackwater Rush to get down to Tumbleton. And that's why the river crossings are so important, because it's a really big river. They have a huge bunch of people, and you want to cross it at a place that has an established bridge. So that's why what Cole is doing, his strategy of burning down the crossings to keep them from moving is pretty effective.
And you can't go by the King's Road, by King's Landing to Tumbleton from Harrenhal?
You can, but so they're on the west side of the God's Eye. So in order to go down to King's Landing, you'd have to go all the way around to the east side of the God's Eye, and then go right down the King's Road, down to King's Landing, and then to Tumbleton. It's almost like taking the long way around.
Fair.
But they want to get to Tumbleton as quickly as possible while Vhagar is still in the wind, to take care of things there.
So for anyone listening on audio platforms, please go to YouTube or Spotify, switch to video to listen to see what Senna was talking about. And while they're just like and subscribe on YouTube. Okay, so let's talk about Cole. Who, like, obviously, historically, I hate Criston Cole. We all hate Criston Cole, right? Like, but he got insanely interesting to me after the Dance of the Dragons.
I agree.
The Dance of the Dragons is still ongoing, man.
Well, I mean, I think he means that specific.
Oh, you mean the battle?
That specific dance.
Obviously now this season I'm taking so much of what I loved about him and on Task last summer onto the show now, so because he was great in Task. If you haven't watched Task, go watch Task. Fabian Franco was great in that. But even that aside, I think Cole has been so interesting. Like this kind of, once you realize kind of the skill of dragon warfare, and he lost all that kind of cocky assuredness, but also kind of this despair. Who doesn't love a depressed king? Who doesn't love? You don't love Afam. You don't love an emo king. This is why you're not a Batman guy. So I went back to look at some of like two important scenes that he's had with Gwen, and then I'll throw it over to you guys. The first was in the season 2 finale, when Gwen kind of confronts him about sleeping with Alicent, and this is like, I think this is the first time we're seeing, like we've been seeing it, but it's the first time he's verbalizing kind of his despair and his suicidal ideations. And then Cole says to Gwen, perhaps all men are corrupt and true honor is a mist that melts in the morning. The dragons dance and the men are like dust under their feet. To die would be a kind of relief. And if you come back and watch that scene, Gwen was like, "What the fuck?" Gwen was like, "Bro, I just wanted to ask you why you're sleeping with my sister. I didn't know we're gonna go on this journey."
Oh man. Yeah,
And then
man.
obviously there's the scene in Harrenhal, which was I think last week, wasn't it? When he talks about his father died of sorrow. There is no home for one like me. In night, and then obviously this episode, Gwen says, "In night of your stature, will be most welcome." ... To serve our house.
To
There, I was like,
serve, and oh man,
I was like,
and
oh, no.
that's the worst thing you could have told him in that moment.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the worst thing you could have told him in that moment.
But okay, so Afam, so you're saying that you've never cared about. I'm not saying like him. I'm not saying like him, but as a cared for him as a character.
It was
like,
interesting, but like every time that like I feel like people gravitate towards Cole in those moments of like deep depression, I'm looking at Gwen being like, bro, I'm on your side. Like I empathize so much for everything that Gwen is going through that
Yeah,
I'm
for sure.
irritated at Cole while you guys are like embracing his like nihilism.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
That's fair. That's fair because Gwen is like the one who's like, oh yeah, you shouldn't be here.
Yeah, we shouldn't be here. It's
Which is so
crazy.
funny because I remember when Freddie Fox was announced, I was like, oh, he's a Targaryen, right? Like anyone should look up Freddie Fox. Like he looks like a Targaryen, first of all.
Targaryen, he does.
Yeah,
And then
he does.
he's played a dickhead on everything I've seen him on. Like,
Oh yeah, especially
like,
Slow Horses. He
Slow
was great in
Horses,
that.
The Great. So I was
The
like,
gentleman.
oh, yeah. I was like, and then he comes here and he's like, he's redhead. He's maybe the most decent. Like, I know it's a murky field, but maybe he's like one of the most decent
He is
people.
decent.
Yeah.
He's decent, yeah.
Yeah. So then, okay, what are your thoughts on Criston Cole?
My thoughts on Criston Cole. I mean, so it's so funny when I think you mentioned it. Gwen is literally trying to cheer him up, right? And it almost seems like it's working. He's like, oh, have you ever been to the High Tower? We're gonna, harass these guys, and we're going to be successful, and we're going to go to Tumbleton. And I think he's almost happy that Criston Cole has a goal in mind, because prior to that they were just in the woods kind of languishing, waiting for Vega to come. So he's happy that they have a goal in mind, and it seems like, okay, Criston is coming out of this depression. But he makes a mistake and says, come over to serve for my house or whatever. He's saying like, and I think he thought that getting Criston out of the depression was working, but once he says serve, you can see Criston's face just drops.
Yeah.
It's almost like the whole story of what Criston said in Harrenhal went over his head.
It did.
It's like I've literally been serving my whole life. My father was serving his whole life, and when he lost the favor of those he was serving, he broke his heart and he died of sorrow. And now you're telling him, oh, come serve some more. It's like when you're in a bad place and your friend just says the wrong thing.
But is the myopia of the nobles, right?
Exactly, it's the myopia of the nobles. Yup, it's the myopia of the nobles.
In a different
show,
in a different setting, Gwen dies for that. Like,
absolutely.
those are kind of mistakes that that Criston Cole is like, oh, so you want him to serve, right? Well, I'm not your servant, and he kills him.
Exactly.
I don't know when I realized. I mean, obviously you guys have read the books and everything, but I don't know when I realized that Cole was on a suicide, as in like this particular one was a suicide journey.
Yeah.
Like, but I think at first maybe I thought it was like blind hope or blind belief, and like because he was winning. But I think maybe I realized when Gwen realized, I was like, oh dear, this you don't plan on coming out of this.
Yeah, no, not at all. To be honest, I think it was a suicide journey from immediately after, he saw that dragon battle, and when he starts saying like, all our dreams, all our hopes are for nothing. I'm like, familiar with that kind of talk.
I mean, I thought it was just nihilism. I didn't think it was actually suicide. I thought it was depression. But like, I thought, because it was one thing to kill yourself, but to kill everybody you're with, Like,
Yeah.
sir, these men have
Like,
families. They're like that guy, the rapist from last episode, who was like, I have a
Garrick,
wife. I'm like,
Garrick the
whatever the fuck his
rapist.
name is.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Okay, so Cole, man, Cole. I mean, Afam, you talking earlier about like remembering these things, and I think it was last episode where he was like, whenever Rhaenyra is still on the throne, the way he spits out Rhaenyra, right? But then even this episode when he says, he's talking about how he'll hopefully die in fight and they'll sing songs and then Alicent will hear it, and then you start to remember everything. You remember like him asking Rhaenyra to go and sell apples with him in Essos or whatever.
Oranges
or
in
whatever bullshit.
Essos.
But I also remember that like he wasn't just sleeping with Alicent. Like he had feelings for Alicent. I remember he asked her for her favor before he left.
Yep.
So all these things start coming back, and you realizing that this is like he wants to die thwarting Rhaenyra, while hopefully Alicent can hear and I don't know have some good feelings. And it's like again, it's
Oh my god, that's so sad. Oh.
it's bullshit. But like just looking at him as a character, you're like, oh, this is way more interesting than like, oh, I'm a mad Kingsguard. Like it's like this is like a really complicated character when you actually think about it.
Yeah. Yeah. He's basically broken down, right? His whole identity was I'm a warrior, then I'm a Kingsguard, I have all these vows, which was then broken by Rhaenyra. Then he's like, well, I'm the hand now. I have all this power. He's sent away, basically. Then it's like, oh, Alicent feels for me and I'm important to her. And he's seeing that he's maybe not as important as he. So it's almost like, that's why he's like, oh, he doesn't want to go back spurned and kind of rejected, because that's all he's gotten from these nobles is consistent rejection on every side.
Yeah, but if he dies, then like they lost, so their armies are weaker. Then
no, but he's always.
You don't think he cares about that? My guy is depressed.
But I think all he thinks he can do is slow them down, or at least take some bodies with him. Like, what is he gonna do? I guess he doesn't want to go back to Harrenhal with his. Not Harrenhal, sorry.
King's Landing.
No, not King's Landing. Where Ormond is.
Tumbleton. Tumbleton.
He doesn't want to go to Tumbleton with his tail between his leg. No, look, Afam, it's like it's suicide. There is no intelligence behind the move. Like, it's not the smart thing to do, right? But he's at a point where he's like, he just feels like he has to do that, which I just like. Gwen is like, boy, bye. It's like
Gwen is like, well, I tried. I invited you.
That's a good friend right there.
No, to be honest, Gwen is a good friend. And I mean, it shows you the kind of person he is, right?
Exactly.
Like how Daron even thinks about him, what he's doing here. Like,
Gwen is the epitome of Team Red, okay? Everyone was almost like him. So
I mean, Gwen is fully Team Green.
Gwen is Team
Sorry,
Green.
not Gwen. Gwen. Sorry, Gwen.
Yeah, Gwen is fully Team Green. His sister is the queen. Or Queen Dowager.
The queen, first of all, there's no queen. There's only a king. He's unmarried. Daron Targaryen, first of his name.
Oh
Daron
my god. Wow, this guy is fully Team
Daron.
You can say that. I don't actually mind that. Speaking of, because Ebube has been saying, because obviously last season I came on and I was like, after the Dance of Dragons, the Rhaenys death, I went back to the city. I did not say I was Team Green. I said I was open. I was green curious. I was open to the possibility of switching sides because this seemed like a winning side to me. So I was like, I never actually declared I was Team Green. But we'll talk about Team Black in this episode because I really like what this season is doing with Team Black, quote unquote. They're kind of leveling the fields. If you're at this point, most people are like, they're locked into what they're going to say, right? But like, you look at it objectively, the show is kind of leveling the fields now. I mean, like, okay, these guys that you thought were perfect are not actually that great. But yeah, before we wrap up with Criston allows, or I don't know if he's allowed is even the right word, but Gwen seems to leave with a couple of men at least. I'm guessing he's heading back for Tumbleton. I have a question about maybe I should. I have a question about Gawain that you guys can't answer. I'm just gonna ask it because it's probably like a book thing. So you guys can't even respond.
Okay.
Okay.
But earlier in this episode,
Yes.
does Gawain become king? Halaena tells Jahara about I don't know if it's a bug or a caterpillar
It's
or
a
whatever.
caterpillar, yeah.
Caterpillar is like, don't touch that because it's in the nightshade and we would die from that, right? Now, during the Apocalypse Now Odyssey, we see something bite Gawain.
Oh, that was disgusting.
Oh,
Yeah.
you think? Are you asking if that's related?
Hey, it's Halaena. Every time Halaena speaks, I'm like,
Yeah, like
subtitles and transcribing.
yeah, no, fair enough.
Yeah.
That
I think
go ahead, Afam.
No, how I would just summarize it is that like we didn't know any of this about Halaena in the books, so it's very different. So the paths have diverged so far that there's so many things where you're like, so
But does she have visions in the book?
no, Halaena is
It's
like
not
very simple.
explicitly stated in the book
fair.
that she has visions.
I don't think it's even implied.
To be fair, like it's not as if like people that are writing histories believe in that stuff, so they probably wouldn't like.
Yeah, and consider who was writing the histories as well, Archmaesters and Septons.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay, so that's just the question. We'll just leave it hanging there and see what happens. Okay, so I want to get to Rhaenyra and Daemon. Obviously, that's like the bulk of this thing. But before that, I want to just appease Afam a little bit. So since we're on her, let's talk about someone that Afam really likes, which is Halaena.
Yeah.
Just drink the moon tea, man. Just drink the moon tea. just drink the moon tea.
Wait, so we acknowledge now that that's probably Aegon's kid, right? Because I was against it for a while.
Yeah,
I thought she was having an affair.
I don't think, because in my head I was like, I guess we Aegon unless it's Aemond, but I don't think Halaena would do that. Like,
I know, she's too good.
Yeah, I can't see. Yeah, so unless it was Aemond, but that would have been a question of him forcing himself. Again, I don't want to go there. I don't want to think that. So I'm just sticking with Aegon.
It's Aegon,
yeah, just drink the moon tea. Like I get it. Again, if you're someone
guys, this isn't Texas. You know, women can do what they want.
Yeah,
So Halaena
pro-choice over here,
wants.
baby.
Pro-choice.
Come on,
She
man.
wants to have the baby. She understands the consequences and she's happy with it. And honestly, I'm Team Halaena.
Does she understand it? Okay, does she actually understand the consequences? Or is Alicent
does she
being
understand?
the most clear?
Homegirl that can see the future. You're asking if she understands the consequences. You guys
Well, you also have to consider, right, with Halaena, she's literally just lost a child. She's literally just had a child ripped from her and now is being asked to, lose another child. It's too much for a mother. It's too much for a mother.
Which is why I said, like, I get it. I understand the reasoning. Like, if you look at it objectively, I understand. But, like, it's like, you're in war. There is like, you're going to lose that child. It's like, I just feel like I get it. I get it intellectually. I understand, like, it's way too much. But, like, and I think Alicent gets it too, which is why she basically just like, let's just escape. But, like,
Alicent, I want to tell you should abandon your last child.
But, like, Alicent is just trying to escape, man.
I think, but isn't she being, like, practical? Because, like, here's the thing,
agree.
like, if that baby comes out, it's a baby. You're gonna be pregnant. You can't hide it. Like,
yeah, but like Alicent doesn't have the right to say abandon your child because she doesn't want to abandon her child. So like, where's all this coming from?
That's fair. Okay, but like, I think Alicent's original kind of idea was, okay, drink the moon tea now, and we can stay here with Jahara, and hopefully things work out. Everything is when Halaena is like, I'm not drinking that thing. Alicent's like, okay, then.
We gotta go. Yeah.
Otherwise, they will kill you and the child. Like, it's like, see what Ormond, like, they're already really paranoid because of what Ormond did. Like, you're not going to survive. And that's the thing, it's just like, I get it. I know why Halaena doesn't want to do it. But it's just like, at some point, just like, the alternative is not great.
Yeah,
I don't think any alternative is great, man.
Yep.
They're just in a really bad situation. I mean, Halaena is being forced to go through pain and loss and grief again, or like possibly have a child killed. Like it's a tough situation.
Son for a son.
A son for a son. Yeah,
but that's all you can.
But
do
they've
is
already
like,
gotten their son. But
no, but Halaena just lost the second one. So
yeah, Rhaenyra just lost Jace.
Someone's
That's
got
true.
to go.
I mean, all you can do as Halaena is take it to term and pray to all the gods, old and new, that it's a woman, that it's a girl, right? Because like,
Yeah.
if it's a guy that he's dying, like, you think Daemon, like, he's dying as he comes out.
Yeah,
Like, it's
Daemon
not-
literally killed that child.
Yeah. I mean, but if you think about it, right, it's like, okay, I would rather have one more day with this life inside me than,
No, again,
drink the
as
tea.
someone who will never carry a baby within me, I can somewhat understand what she's going through, but also she's at war. And sometimes, and like, it's like, you just have to look at it. What are the
Choices.
what are the choices you have in front of you? And I think Alicent was kind of the most objectives, for maybe I don't know if it's the right way, but like practical about everything. Okay. So let's go to what I put on my notes as the small council of overstimulation. Because, bro, I was so, like, first I watched the episode, I was so overstimulated. People were talking over, and obviously that's the intention. It's very well directed. That's what they're trying to portray. People are talking about people, like Baela is talking, Rhaenyra is never looking at her, Rhaenyra is looking at Daemon. I was like, can we all just keep quiet and everybody talk at a time, please? Okay, so we have another comment I want to touch on, and then we'll use that to discuss, because I really want to go in on the Rhaenyra, especially.
Yeah.
This is from Dr. Deathfink, who I've referenced a few times, and I love his comments. I am going to disagree with him here, but hopefully he understands that it's not personal. Me bringing it up here is because I think there's something worth discussing here. So he says Aegon and Larys had the inverse duck and egg, which is just funny on its own.
That is hilarious.
That's funny.
I'm convinced HBO has problems writing protagonist female characters with authority. If Rhaenyra was even half prepared by Viserys to rule, she would have known that the Hightowers were basically the Borgias, who are the secret power behind the Vatican. Didn't know who that was until this comment. Instead, these characters dumped Rhaenyra down, never mind made some changes to the story. As for Ormond, is he not the pinnacle of grooming? What a creep. I agree with that as well. What do you guys think about, because I have my own thought, what do you get about his Rhaenyra point about like the story dumbing her down, or them not be able to write female protagonists with authority?
I would say that the show is definitely considering the fact that Rhaenyra is a woman in a male-dominated world.
Mm-hmm.
And they're really leaning on the fact that Viserys did a poor job preparing both her and Aegon for the throne. In that
Yes.
context, her decisions do make sense. Now, I understand why it's like, oh my God, she's so bad at this politicking, right? Because it's like, why is she so bad at this? Like, why can't she just be good at this ruling people? But she just wasn't prepared for it, and she had so much stacked against her. But I do understand where they're coming from in terms of like, why are we seeing that? But there are women in the show that are shown to be, capable and savvy.
Even
We've got
Alicent, when
We've
she
got
was ruling.
Alicent,
Yeah.
well, until, she was
Yeah,
pushed
yeah.
out. We've also got Lady Jane Arryn over in the Vale. Even Lady Sabitha
Frey.
Frey, who comes through this episode, is a strong female ruler. There's also other characters that are shown, a little bit that aren't really going to like, you can even say Alice is pretty savvy as well.
Mhm.
So I understand where they're coming from in like, oh, like, why isn't she written as a stronger character? But you also have to look at the kind of family, generational effects that the story is really trying to show here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I cannot agree more. I
Yeah,
think the only thing is like the first question I always have to the first re-question I have to stuff like that is like, what is your definition of strength? Because I do see a lot of characters with strength in different forms. I mean, no one is like a Brienne of Tarth, in this era of Westeros, but like there's so many other characters that bring so much to the table. Rhaenyra is just like her father, making bad decisions, and like he didn't prepare her for the role. Because maybe one can be said he was never prepared for the role, and it's just like a consequence, and it don't make sense to me, like her
yeah.
inability to be a good ruler.
Like that's exactly. I think her being bad since episode 2 or episode 3, rather. I think that's the point. It's like it's showing, and we're going to talk about her conflict with Damon's episode because again, that was just very enlightening, just to both characters, the
Absolutely.
show, everything. But I think it's all the point. Is like the he makes a comment about Viserys not training her, and we all said that, and like that's the point. Viserys didn't train her. She was off in Dragonstone till Viserys died. Like even the
Mm-hmm.
one that was there, Aegon, Viserys was too sick to train him. And so like I think the point is she's not bad because she's a woman. She's just bad because she's bad. Like she didn't get the training. And I also think
Exactly.
very, very importantly, which we haven't really discussed, she doesn't have a good small council.
Yep.
No.
Like her hand, who might have been, because obviously we know the hand is most. Think about the hands we've seen on this show, right? Tywin.
Criston
Uh,
Cole.
well, no, sorry,
Criston
I didn't mean
Cole.
this show. I meant this world. I meant this world. But Tywin, Tyrion, Otto, like your hand
Sir
is
Davos. Yeah.
your hand is the guy, right? Is the and then here her hand is what's his name? Corlys,
Corlys.
which could have been good, but then she antagonizes him,
Yep. And
right?
then shout out good.
And then he puts his son, who, as much as we like him, what was he gonna do?
That
He
nigga is
doesn't talk.
unqualified. He's
I think he would be a
unqualified.
great master of ships, but
He's
for
smart,
hand,
but like
yes.
to be a hand, he barely talked. Like he was in that small council meeting and then he just stood up and left. Like he doesn't talk. And so I think we underestimate just how important having a good small council is, and she just doesn't have one. And again, that goes back to not being taught. She wasn't taught. Like maybe if Collis was there, he'd be like, okay, this is who we should pick and everything. And then the politicking thing, like I don't know, maybe it's like a mixture of hubris and thinking that she can do. You know how? God, I remember a tweet, and this just came to my head now. TMT, our friend, tweeted something. I think it was after the Paraguayan minister said that about Mbappe. And then he was like, why are the worst people in the world so good at getting elected? And when you think about I was thinking about it here, and I was like, it's because like they don't hold on to this sense of like Rhaenyra thinks there's a right way to do things. The Greens never thought that. The Greens are just like, we will give you what you want if you give us what we want.
Yeah.
Like Rhaenyra thinks in terms of like, and which is what Alicent was saying, is like, you're not going to be the same if you want to rule properly. Like Rhaenyra thinks in very black and white terms. And I was just thinking about it, and that's why like so many things she's done have been so bad. So
Yeah.
bad. Like the call listing Afam on your side. I was just like, just let's legitimize this niggas, man. Is it because
Yeah,
they're
literally,
black?
let's just get
leave
let's
them.
get
Like,
ooh. You
ooh,
said something there.
ooh.
But yeah.
But yeah, and then even this let's move on now. But this Lady Frey thing, what are you doing, Rhaenyra?
That was such a poor move to antagonize the phrase that way.
Yeah. As if you
I
haven't
mean,
learned in Game of Thrones, you don't fuck with those
Yeah,
motherfuckers.
we know how
Do
vindictive
not
that
fuck
house
with those
can be.
fuckers.
like you promised them a castle. Don't like what are
Jace
you
promised
doing?
them. Jace
Yeah.
promised them Harrenhal,
But-
and which he
Yeah.
told Rhaenyra.
Yeah,
but
she knew about it. And it's just like, what are you doing, Rhaenyra? It's just all these things. And it's like, I think it's like she wasn't, again, if she was at her father's side for 15 years and maybe if he was even a better ruler, but if she's seeing like the things that have to happen, like if she's in the room where the rooms where it happens, maybe she knows what to do. But I was just watching, I was like, you're just making bad decision after bad decision. And again, it goes down to word to family, it goes down to Viserys, but it's just like
Viserys making bad.
Yeah.
My first note for this whole episode is in all caps. Rhaenyra is making bad decisions because the fact that Daemon is the voice of reason, Daemon is saying things, and I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Why am I agreeing with Daemon? Yeah, literally. Vhagar is not the problem. Vhagar is not the concern right now. The problem is your town your town is turning on you because of shit you did, and you're handing up being like, oh, blah 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 blah. She's a bad ruler because she doesn't understand that all monarchy is illegitimate. It doesn't matter. Oh, I wasn't ordained by gods or something.
I
No,
love
you're
that.
just a nigga who came. Oh, The Crown.
Yeah.
That's a line from The Crown. Yeah.
Is it? I completely
Yeah,
forgot
it is.
all monarchy
monarchy
is illegitimate. Fair enough.
Yeah. So once you understand that, then you just know that it's all about like Damon said, her strength is in her power. her power is in her strength, or whatever the hell he said.
He said your power is your strength, something like that. You are the queen of dragons. Your strength is your legitimacy. That's
Your
what he said.
strength is your
Yeah.
exactly. And I think that also maybe isn't the way to go either. You still need allies.
You
You
do.
still
So
need
why is she
allies.
alienating everyone? Why is she not giving people what they want? The allies she has. Why is she not?
Yeah. See, that's the thing
Team
about
Red.
Daemon.
Team Red.
Daemon can't be king because he too is of the other side. Like he cannot be king, right? But
Yeah.
he realizes that he's still in a war.
Yeah.
I think Rhaenyra, I don't want to say she doesn't know she's in a war because she does, but she feels like she was acting like she's mopping up the war. Like it's like the war is done. Let's just kind of clear up the debris. Let's find Vega and kill him. Like it's like, but Daemon's like, no. Like you can still lose the crown tomorrow. Like we're not done.
Yeah.
There's still things happening. And I mean, I like when she's like, did I find myself back at Dragonstone? Because I thought it was nice to actually call out Daemon. Because yeah, he was being like, it's like yeah, that's your queen, right? But at the same time, he unfortunately was making the points that she didn't want to hear, or she was too. So he tells Sir Luther, and let's go into Daemon properly. I want to know what you guys think about this. He tells Sir Luther that like he should have like tempered Rhaenyra's impulses, like he shouldn't like kind of like the hand was harsher than whatever. Do you think Daemon believes that, or is he saying that because Rhaenyra is a woman?
That part is very tricky, right? Because basically it's a vicious cycle, right? She made an impulsive decision, which is then encouraging the men in her life to treat her that way, which increases her paranoia and her fears of illegitimacy.
I have that word on my notes. She's so paranoid.
She's so paranoid. And basically it's a vicious cycle where now she's like, I can't trust the people around me because they treat me this way. But then because you're paranoid, you do things to, because you're scared of your legitimacy, which then encourages them to treat you that way. It's just a vicious cycle at that point.
That's
yes,
right,
the fact that she's a woman also has something to do with it, because that's how they then justify them overruling her and going with what they want instead of what she wants.
Yeah, so Daemon has to understand that and not do that then, because then he's just only like, they can have their conversations in private, whatever, but when he does things like that in public, he's only putting more firewood to the fire that is people doubting her legitimacy.
Yeah, but we're asking Daemon to be an emotionally stable, intelligent person. And he did that with Rhaenyra once, and it was like, I'm done for the season.
Okay, we need to give Daemon a little bit more flowers than that. He has his moments, okay? He has his moments.
I mean, I love that Daemon Rhaenyra scene, my best scene of the season of the show. I love that scene so
the way
much.
He just went, no.
I
was like, oh my
believe
God.
it. I was like, because it's not what I'm sorry to go back. Obviously, I wasn't here last week, so for the listeners, it's not how I thought Daemon would react in that situation.
Yeah.
I was just in awe. I was like, oh, I don't know if it's the writing, the directing, the performance, like the choices.
All of it.
I was just like, I didn't think he would react like this. And like, the fact that Matt Smith was able to find a humanity that we all believe in this Daemon character in that scene is just incredible. Because if Daemon had tied Rhaenyra's hands and put her on Caraxes, would I be like, yeah, that makes sense. That's in line with Daemon. That's tracks. But the fact that he went the quote-unquote father route and we all still believe it, that's just like, that's some top-tier acting right there. I could have like, the way you can see his heart, it's like Rhaenyra, no. It's like, how is he you?
Of all people.
It's like I'm meant to be on the ship. These guys spent 2 minutes just speaking in High Valyrian. Jesus Christ.
I loved it. Oh my God. Rhaenyra's High Valyrian is like ASMR to me.
the R's, the rolling the R's.
Oh my God, the roast, the mirror roast. I'm like,
the Vagiris.
Oh my God, I
Obviously,
love it.
we don't, like, because we know how High Valyrian should sound. But like, the way these two in particular do it, like, again, I'm not to be an acting nerd or whatever. Like you said, Rhaenyra's pronunciation is so good. But Matt Smith is being so sassy while doing
Oh
it.
yeah.
Which,
He's like,
which kind of it
oh,
kind of feels like it's a first language to him. Like he's like,
yep.
like you want it to be a smooth ride. And he's like, I was like, how are you able to do that acting while also like saying a 2-page dialogue? Because 2
That's
minutes of High
incredible.
Valerian, that's
That's
crazy.
incredible.
Like
That's
I think
incredible.
I saw an interview with Emma Darcy where they were like, they had like a long High Valerian scene with Matt Smith. And I think Matt was on a different job and he was coming on Monday. And then they were just like, we think we should just ask Matt, have you read the scene? Just like, because he probably doesn't know what he has in store for him. And I thought it was the scene from the bedroom in episode 2.
Mm.
So I thought we had it, but it's probably this one. I like to think that he just rolled out of bed. I was like, okay, so Monday, let's figure this scene out. It's like,
and learned all his lines. It's honestly incredible.
yeah, the High Valerian was just so good. But anyway, yeah, he says things like, did you think there will be no dispute? Like a glorious ascension. It's like, yeah, woman, there will always be. And that's what I said, but like, Daemon knows that they're still in a war. Like, Rhaenyra thinks, hey, it's done.
It's done.
Yeah.
King's Landing.
I mean, King's Landing is done. And Daemon's like, no, like, you have dissenters in your city. People don't just kill gold cloaks for fun. Like there's clearly a plan here.
But they're both right technically, because Rhaenyra's paranoia is coming from the fact that someone is making a plot, and the plot ends up being, the greatest mind in the Seven Kingdoms, Ormund Hightower. And
so not only
Daemon
are you
is
Team Daemon, you're also like Team Ormund?
well,
Please
I'm
don't
Team
be Team
Daemon,
Ormund.
but like I feel like everyone needs a dog behind them.
I don't know if Daemon is Team Ormund. I think Daemon would like Ormund, not on
You mean
team.
Daemon the Just? Daemon the Kind, and Daemon the Just is going to use Ormund, strategically.
Okay.
I don't know how, but
that man, listen, Daemon is trying to survive an abusive household right now, man.
Bro was afraid of winning chess.
Yo,
I'm serious.
Like, can you expect him? No,
that was my
guy.
favorite scene in this whole episode, by the way, that chess scene.
And it's so funny because like a scene or two before, Gwen is like, even back then, Ormond was thin-skinned. So you're like, bro, that's a child. A child beats you at chess. Like, can we calm down?
Well, not just any child, a Targaryen child. Right after he said,
Interesting.
A cunning mind can resist the most savage of beasts in relation to the Targaryens. And right then, a Targaryen beats him.
But he's aware that Daemon is literally a Targaryen, right? Like, just because his head is red, I'm like, sir.
So that there's a tension there, right? He's aware that Daemon is Targaryen. He resents that aspect of it. Honestly, he resents that the Targaryens have dragons and that's what gives them their power. And he thinks that these people are beneath him. He's literally like a no, he's not Andal, he's First Man. He's a First Man supremacist. He thinks that they are beneath him. And
but he's not a First Man. He's
the house of the Hightowers are First Men.
They are?
Yep. They
the 7.
They converted to the 7.
So they converted.
Yeah, but so that is why I think he crashed out so much on that chess, because he's like, he's trying to like make a point of how we're the superior man, and right then, how dare this beast I'm trying to civilize. No, really, how dare this half beast I'm trying to civilize then beats me in a game of strategy after I've said that I'm so cunning and smart and everything.
Oh my God. On Daemon, I think we're going to have this debate every time until it comes up. Like, we still don't know if he's blonde or redhead, right?
In the books, he's blonde, but I guess they've gone redhead with him.
I don't think they've necessarily defined it, or else he's getting his hair dyed every single.
So I saw something online, like maybe YouTube, I can't remember, where they said that there's a scene where you see like a gold streak in Darren's hair, but then by the next time you see him, it's removed. So maybe like Ormond is doing like quick jobs.
So quick dye job every day.
I mean, you guys might not know, but listeners might know that like I'm so anti-adaptations. Like I'm like, whatever. I'm not someone that's like, this is maybe because I don't read Literacy Crisis. But I'm like, the book is the book, the game is the game. This is this, right? So I'm always like, as long as the change works, I judge
Yeah.
you based on this. Right. And obviously there's the whole thing about like this is also, I think we got this coming from Jason. There's also thing about like the predominant races, right? I think it's this back to how Ned found out in season 1. So it's like Targaryens have children, the children will be blonde because Targaryen power is just stronger. Stark's power is just stronger. I can't remember who else is Baratheon stronger than anybody
Baratheon
else?
is very strong, yeah.
Yeah.
Baratheon is strong. Even like Loki, the Sands, what are they called? The Martells.
The Martells.
They're pretty strong, yeah.
So obviously if by going by that law, Daron should be blonde, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, recessive genes are a thing now.
That's fair. But even story-wise, story-wise, I think it would be so interesting if he's redhead.
Yeah.
Like just what it means, like physically, metaphoric, everything is like the fact that like he's the one that is just not a Targaryen.
And
if
and
he's
that
actually
kind of
redhead, I really like it.
it adds to Alicent's decision to send him away because she's
Away,
like,
yeah.
oh, he's physically different.
Yeah.
And not only that, imagine she's already given Rhaenyra so much crap for having, kids that
the
aren't
bastards,
the
yeah.
right color of hair. And now imagine she
Yeah.
now comes with a kid that is a different color hair.
Rhaenyra's one is different.
Yeah, Rhaenyra's one is
her one is
look,
Alicent's her hair is
3.
red. So
I'm just
whatever.
saying in terms
Rhaenyra's
of
one is like
I'm
Michael
saying
Jackson
in terms
babies.
of how
Come
things
on.
look. Everyone associates Targaryens with the
but at least he has a dragon, so we know he's a Targaryen.
So does Jace.
So does
And
Jace.
Yeah, but
so
Jace,
did
that's
Jace.
from Rhaenyra's side.
Oh, well, maybe he just light skinned.
And this is why Nettle should have been there, because that would have changed the whole discourse of everything. But whatever.
Let's not get into Nettles thing.
Let's not get into Nettles.
Because again, as someone who doesn't know about Nettles, that Rhaenyra scene was worth it for me. So
Fair
it's
enough.
like probably like George R. Martin is a genius, 100%. So very most likely the books are excellent and like all those things work in the books and everything. But again, it's just difficult in TV sometimes. Like, let me give you an example now. So now you're talking about the battle that you mentioned 2 weeks ago, where it was like that should have really happened, right?
Yeah.
Or in a book, that was probably excellent. But on a TV show where you said nobody we know is in it, like you said, no, like there's no point of view character in that scene. No Daemon, like it's like viewers would just blank out. Like some viewers were like, yes. People like me were like, yeah, gods. But like other people were like, why do I care about this? Like nobody I care about is in this scene. And those are just kind of things that happen in TV shows, like adapting a show. So it's like some little things that you just have to, I guess, go away with. Anyways, that was just talking about Darren very quickly. Ormond is doing his thing to try to kind of put him there. I don't think, have we finished Rhaenyra and Daemon? I don't think we have.
Of course not.
There's so much. There's still so much in that King's Landing side that we have to get into.
This is my hot take. Well, not hot take, whatever. Rhaenyra is Shiv.
Rhaenyra is Shiv. Shiv Roy.
Now, let's just take that in for 1 second, because queenship is not divine. You have to politics. And there was an element of Shiv's story where it was, okay, my dad has said I'm in charge now. The job is done. I'm finished. Rhaenyra is Shiv.
That dinner.
With what's her name? With what's that family's name? I forget.
I've forgotten myself. Pierces.
The Pierces, yeah, the dinner with the Pierces. And Rhaenyra had the dinner with the rich people. And she did her own nonsense too. Rhaenyra is Shiv. She just doesn't have the the assets to back up that.
Wow, you're a wild boy for that.
I'm
you're
kidding.
a wild boy for that.
Cut it.
But, no, that's staying in. Okay, but when you say Shiv Roy, did you rate Shiv?
I did.
Okay, because
I
did
also
as well.
still rate Rhaenyra. It's just like I love a character, and I'm a fan of like accepting a character's flaws and being like, that's just what you are. And like again, I was the staunchest Rhaenyra supporter from the start, but what she's doing now, I started to see it in season 2, and that's when I started to pivot. And at this point, I'm like, I love you, and I'm rooting for you, but like you're also making bad decisions. And I know Westeros is not a democracy, but if it was, you won't have my vote. And that's
I mean, I like what you said about season 2, because unlike her future descendant, she didn't like make just a long list of great decisions and then all of a sudden decides to burn everybody in town. So at least for her, we are seeing that like it's consistent.
Yeah.
Like but the Shiv thing is so interesting because I think like Shiv as well, really like all the Roy kids, she's good at one thing or a couple of things, but like really bad
Yeah.
at some other things.
Yeah.
Like the Roy kids were famously like they all had these things like they came together, they were the perfect CEO.
They were beautiful.
But like they just didn't have them all. So that Shiv thing is I like Shiv. Not to just compare it to another HBO female character, but I do like the Shiv, the Shiv thing.
And it highlights and like her incompetence highlights the brilliance of Ormond, and that's just I love that duality.
Yeah,
I love it so much.
like Ormond already has a whole assassin and spy network in King's Landing.
That is crazy.
Okay, can we talk about that?
Because why does the worm catch Alicent when she's going out, but she can't catch these assassins?
Because Ormond is just that good.
It's that good, bro.
Okay, but if Ormond already has this kind of long-reaching spy assassin network in King's Landing, guys, who was the king 2 weeks ago?
No.
Are we saying that like you already plotting Aegon Aemond? Because like you don't just have that spy network for nothing.
That's true.
So like this guy was really like, at some point I'm going to get rid of one of these people.
Yes, I think so, because he was already on his way. I think he was already thinking. Remember, he said one king is as good as another.
Yeah.
I think he always had the intent to put who he wanted and who he could control on the Iron Throne.
Let's get rid of the bitch with the dragons first, and then I'll find a way to kind of assassinate Aegon or Aemond
exactly, or delegitimize them or make their reign impossible.
Yeah.
Because that's not like, think about like how long it takes to cultivate all those people. They were literally sending him ravens and stuff. It takes a
not a thing
while.
that he built overnight.
No, not at all.
He's ready.
Not at all.
The white worm. Afam's favorite character.
That's so funny during the council when Torren is telling Sabitha Frey like, oh yeah, that one, the whore. He's like,
that's so messy. He was like a bastard. Now a dragon rider. That's his brother. I was like, okay, Torren Mandelius.
This is the worst small council in the history of anything Game of Thrones. It's so bad. Like Rhaenyra, I actually feel bad for her right now because I'm like, ma'am, what are you doing?
Is Torren Mandelius the most competent? Maybe Mysaria.
Well, how competent is Mysaria not realizing there's a whole spy network in her side?
Exactly.
I don't know about that. That's a pretty bad.
You can't do what's beyond you. I'm sorry. Like Ormond, her job is to find out what's going on within the castle. Like she cannot she cannot do what's beyond her.
Not master of council whispers. It's master of whispers in the realm, or mistress of whispers. In this case,
Varys will never let that happen.
Exactly, a whole network.
I mean, for sure. I mean, Larys wouldn't let that happen.
Exactly.
So, back to the small council, right? Is you can see kind of that tension between Daemon and Mysaria during the small council. Where Mysaria is like, oh, we feed the people. Daemon is like, well, it's feeding the people that got us in this mess. But they both can't say that, well, it was Rhaenyra that caused this. But what I was trying to make the connection to was what happened between Mysaria and Alicent.
Okay.
When Mysaria finally caught Alicent, fully caught Helena's pregnancy, and why she hadn't taken that to Rhaenyra. I think the source of that was planted in that small council scene. After the small council meeting, literally Daemon stands up and leaves before the meeting is over. Rhaenyra follows him, and as she's trying to leave, Mysaria is trying to talk to her. She's like, not now.
I laughed so much. Yes, I don't know how much I laughed at that scene.
But I think that was what sowed the seed of her eventually agreeing to help Alicent. Although Alicent did not know that there was a romantic undertone there.
But think about, sorry to cut you off, but think about what Alicent says later. She's like, she has made her choice. Like Daemon and Rhaenyra, and again, Alicent knows Rhaenyra the most out of anybody in this world, right?
Yep,
She's like,
exactly.
Daemon and Rhaenyra are two sides of the same coin, no matter how much Rhaenyra doesn't want to admit it. So she's like, it's like when you see somebody from like Loyola High School, you're like, I just know you, even if we're not seeing in years, I know
Yeah.
you. And it's like, she might do all of these things, but in the end, it has always been Daemon.
There's always been
Daemon.
My interpretation there was that maybe she was making a commentary on, oh, these Targaryens are so different from us, and they will always choose each other over us, the regular, normal human beings.
I mean, it's possible. I think we are both correct. Because the reason they have that connection is because they are Targaryens.
Exactly.
And they will always go incest first.
uncle and niece.
Yeah. Because again, Alicent probably remembers how she used to see Rhaenyra look at Daemon, like when they were children, all these kind of things. And because I was like you as well, I was thinking about that scene when Rhaenyra is leaving, and I was trying to think about why did they do that? Like, why did the writers do that? Because that scene could have ended with just Rhaenyra walking out, right? But they chose to include Miss Arya trying to get her attention and her being like, not now. So again, it's like, to your point, I do think that's kind of, Rhaenyra, man, just bad manager. Not a very good, not a very good manager.
Not a very good
She's
man.
more
You shouldn't be letting your employees leave during the middle of your meeting.
Maybe it's like team owner. I'm not sure. She's not a good man manager. Not a very good man manager. She doesn't really know how to. Yeah, she's not the greatest.
She's not Jose Mourinho.
Yeah, well,
she's not Sir Alex.
That's Daemon.
Also, one more thing in the small council meeting is Baela. Baela trying to basically say, no, I'm ready to go. And Adam being like, hey, like, you know, we just got back. Like, can we chill? I think that was a really, really cool scene too.
Is there a little romance there?
That is what I was trying to figure out. So when they eventually are in the Riverlands searching for Vhagar, right? Adam says, oh, you know, you might be married off. But then the camera cuts to his face when he says, but what about some adventure instead? And then he also says, I will come find you, even if, you know, you get married off to some lord. So I don't know, maybe there is.
We haven't seen Black Incest yet.
They say shoot.
And I'll try not to. Because again, it's Game of Thrones, right? So if there's any bit of chemistry, you're like, well, this too fuck. So I was trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
But then I was like, so because he's her step uncle?
No, he is her. Their parents are siblings. Sorry,
no.
They have the same
They have the same grandfather.
No, they have
Yeah,
Adam and Baela.
Adam's dad is.
Yes. So he's her uncle.
She's her uncle, step uncle. Yeah,
just like Rhaenyra. No step, just uncle.
Full uncle, because she's Laena's kid.
Yeah. Because Laena and Adam are siblings.
Yeah,
half siblings.
So that half siblings or not, that's still her uncle.
It's her uncle. Yeah, just like Rhaenyra and Daemon all over again.
Yeah, but I would like to not see Black Incest if that's possible.
I think it's coming, so just gird your loins.
Because I was like, okay, let this be like a friendly sibling uncle. I like this to be like a family thing, but I guess they always keep it a family on this show. But we've not seen black on black incest, so we'll see. Maybe we can avoid that. But I too kind of noted their chemistry or their relationship with interest.
Yeah,
I think, and
again,
cool. I like that. I like what Baela said about like I wanted to go too because like it wasn't just like Jace did not drag me there. Like I kind of saw that glory as well, and I wanted to be involved.
And I wanted to be a part of it, which is what is affecting her guilt in terms of Rhaenyra as well. And that explains so much of that tense scene we saw between them. I think last episode or 2 episodes ago.
3 was episode 3.
Yeah, where they walk past each other in the hallway.
Yeah, but see, at least everybody has guilt, but nobody's trying to now do a sui movie and kill everybody like Criston Cole because of the guilt.
Criston Cole's suicide is not from guilt. It's from like there is no point. It's like I can't fight a dragon. So like
I
he
can't
feels no
kill
guilt.
myself.
Final thing about Rhaenyra, or at least on my end, I don't know if you guys mentioned it last week, but I thought it was very interesting how I said this earlier about how I think the show had always painted it as Team Black as the team to go, right? Because Rhaenyra was the one that was most aggrieved. Like we knew that Viserys wanted her as queen. Um, Obviously you guys know what happens in the end, so you don't know. I don't know who actually comes out on top, quote unquote. But the show always painted like Team Black were the guys. They were like the, like a better term, good guys. But I think now, especially what Rhaenyra did and what Daemon says about like your hand was mightier than the offense, whatever it says to Sir Luther. Like I think now the show is going to be like, one, like this power will corrupt everybody. Two, like these guys don't really care about like they care about the throne, but they don't care about ruling. Like they're not necessarily trying to be like the best ruler. They aren't in it to improve the lives of the small folk. They are in it because they believe they deserve it. They believe it's their birthright. They believe it's like so. Like if that's the reason you're coming to power, then we're already starting at a deficit. But I thought the clearest example was last week when she tells the King's Guard about the Queen's Guard to tell Sir Luther to find who did the graffiti, right? And then the show very clearly juxtaposes that with Ormond's men going into the houses in Tomilton. Not going to the house, but like doing the curfew in Tomilton. They're like, these are the same people. Like monarch na monarch. Like these guys are doing the same. It's the same violence on the streets. It's the same thing. The small folk are going to like. You might say Rhaenyra is a good person, whatever, but she has let her paranoia or her insecurity or whatever decide. She didn't say Panatu is doing it quietly and bring them to me, or she was like, make it stop. What does that mean?
Yeah, what does that
Excuse
mean?
me, man. What does that mean?
That means make it stop.
Yes.
You know.
And so she can't claim that she didn't know what that she didn't mean like that. But like, come on, you're the queen. You give an order like that, people carry it out. So I just felt like it was interesting how they kind of juxtaposed both her actions and Ormond's actions in terms of like their men. I was like, yeah, it's just like these are the same people. Like in the end, it's the small folk that suffer. That's just it. Those are my thoughts on Daemon and Rhaenyra. If you guys have anything else, I think I'm done with King's Landing.
Yeah, Rhaenyra just needs to accept the fact that like she's the queen. There always gonna be problems, but like life goes on.
Like you cannot be letting Queen of Bastards bother you. I'm sorry.
No, you can't. You can't.
I haven't even mentioned.
Not at this point.
I haven't even mentioned Ulf. Let's not even like.
Was Ulf in this episode?
Ulf was not in this episode.
It wasn't. But just like again, how she's treating him. She's keeping him prisoner. She said you cannot leave. If you want to drink, you drink here. Rhaenyra now.
But then you can't leave unless you get on the nuke that you have full control over. Like, come on, what are we doing, man?
This is not.
What are we doing, man?
This is really
Rhaenyra she needs.
I mean, I said it earlier, right? The myopia of the noble people. It's also like the privilege of Targaryens. They're just like, hey, come on. Rhaenyra, what are you doing, man? What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing,
You can't ostracize everybody that's on your team.
I'm telling you, the Reds are the team to be, but whatever.
Anyway, Aegon. Let's do Aemond and Alys. I think that's quicker. We can do that.
Aemond and Alys, aka mommy issues galore.
Okay, Aemond looked good with that sword, though. I'm not gonna lie, that dude can fight.
Well, he can fight. He can fight.
I don't think I've seen him fight, like actually kill people thus far.
When he landed in Harrenhal, but if it was dark.
Yeah, but it was he only killed like the defenseless people, or did he?
No, he killed some people, like some men. But I think they were also on fire.
Yeah.
I think they were already on fire from Vega's fire. But
but this one was just him pulling up and killing. Also, why are the Iron Island people here? Where did they just come from?
Because they were given, because Rhaenyra gave that challenge that whoever can deliver Aemond will get Harrenhal. And if you recall, Harrenhal was built by someone from the Iron Islands. Harren the Crew. They called him Harren the Crew, but his real name was Harren the Black. I see why they were trying to keep things a little PC there. But Harren the Black or Harren the Crew was an or Harren Hoare, Hoare. Great question. We don't know. But he was an Iron Islander, so they're not too far from the Iron Islands.
Yeah.
At least his mommy this time is not his actual mommy, so we can at least.
True. She held him
Yeah.
so tenderly when he was crying or whatever. I was like, oh,
But
that woman scares me.
that just shows how much
I like her.
Alicent messed up as a mother with those boys, man.
Yeah.
How much she messed.
Really? Are we putting down Alicent?
Yes, I
Yes.
think we put down Alicent for because how are both your sons like? Oh, mother didn't love me.
I loved. I mean, it was very not heavy-handed, but very upfront and on your face. But I loved it.
Yeah.
I love that these two people have these very different understandings of their upbringing. Like it was so
Exactly.
interesting.
It's so
I loved
interesting.
it so much.
So talk to your siblings, man, because you don't know how both of you were raised.
I mean, it's funny because we've seen this in like Sentimental Value, we've seen this in The Bear, but to see it here, where like the repercussions are like an entire kingdom dies, it's just like, oh my god. But it's funny again because we watch those snapshots of their upbringing. I kind of believe both of them. Like
Yes, I believe both of them. That just shows how bad Alicent was as a mother. Because, like, not one of your kids could be like, oh, yeah, mom was actually... like, both Aegon is like, oh, she didn't love me. Aemond is seeking motherly love everywhere and conflating it with sexual desire. Like, family therapy is needed badly.
This is something that like a therapist just pays his children's school fees based on this one
Honest.
patient. It's like, oh, I have you for 10 years. This is not going to be
the
one.
one therapist in King's Landing should eat good off this entire family for days, years and decades.
Yeah, I mean, what does Aemond say? That like, I should have written that, but how does Aemond describe Aegon's relationship with Alicent?
To sum it up, he basically says that, Aegon, because Aegon was the heir, right? Like, he got all the attention and that he didn't get any attention. And combine that with how he was tormented and bullied by Aegon and low-key Luke too. Aegon and low-key Luke as well.
Yeah.
Tormenting him as a child.
But was it Luke or Jace? Who tormented him?
It was
both
Luke.
of them.
It was more Luke. It was more Luke.
That's why I killed that nigga.
Yeah, remember, because if you remember during the dinner scene where the toast to the strong boys.
Strong boys, yeah.
Yeah, Luke is looking at a pig that was roasted and then like smiling. Yeah. Because Luke was involved in that whole pig escapade.
Did Luke deserve it?
And then,
hey, come on, man.
And then Alice is like, usually, sometimes mothers love the ones that grieve them the most.
Exactly. The ones that grieve them the most. So basically, the problem child.
And then what does she say?
I have been grieved.
And what did she say earlier? That ungrateful queen. I was like, oh my god, Alicent. I was like, Alice is an enemy. I was like, Alice is coming. The way she spits out ungrateful queen, I was like, yeah, this.
But it brings up a real thing, which is who is Alice and what is this grievance that she's holding? I'm excited. I hope they go into it. I mean,
based on what we've seen so far, isn't it that she believes she was instrumental in helping Daemon and everybody deliver the river folk? And
was I guess she was. Yeah,
that's the whole of season 2 now. And
that's true.
And she presumably killed what's his name, the small boy. That's head now.
Oh,
Otto?
Yeah, Oscar. Yes, she killed his dad.
Presumably, that's what. So she's like, and then that's why she asked for Harrenhal, and Damon is like, "Yeah, you're a woman, and you're not married." No. So I think she's like, "Well, this queen doesn't. I helped, and she doesn't want to give me anything." So I think that's the grievance she thinks she's been dealt. So now she's trying to help another king.
Yeah,
I don't like it. I don't like the two of them together. That's not when your ups link up. I don't like it.
Yeah. Also, I am so scared at. She's really leaning into the mother lover role.
She knows
what's up.
What the button
she's
is.
taking advantage of it, and it's so icky.
At least she's not his real mother again.
Yeah, at least she's not.
We thank God for the small
at least victories. No more incest plus,
for now. Aegon. And then I think this will be our
He
last
can
one.
take Aemond. He could take Aemond, right?
Yeah,
think
he
that?
could kill
Oh,
Aemond.
fisticuffs?
Yeah, sure.
Oh,
I don't know if
Let's see how he killed that guy. Dispatched him.
I don't know if he could kill Aemond when he had all his body parts working, but now that he's
I
half
don't
burnt,
think he could have killed
I don't
Aemond
think he
even
could
when
have,
he had his own body parts, because he's over there complaining about how Aemond was so good at fighting and such a good student of Criston Cole, and he couldn't do anything, and they had to like start shifting him away. So Aegon hears that Vhagar was sighted in a place called Wendish Town.
Mhm.
And this guy is in Rook's Rest and tells Larys, who has a disability, and him, who is barely hanging on, to walk all the way to Wendish Town. I want to give you a sense of how far away that is. Wendish Town is from Lagos to Abuja for my Nigerian listeners, or Philly to Pittsburgh for the Americans on the East Coast, or San Francisco to LA for the West Coasters, or for the Europeans, London to Paris, or better yet, Paris to Amsterdam. And this guy wants them to walk all that way for a dragon that was seen 2 days prior. No wonder Larys crashed out. No wonder Larys crashed out. I was like, you are an idiot.
You're an
Hit
idiot.
You are a
Dresses.
silly, stupid, mediocre man who has reveled in your
That's ridiculous.
mediocrity.
Putting that in
He
context
called
is-
him out, man.
Yeah, putting that in
He
context is so
called him
funny.
out.
Yeah,
Like,
Larys.
imagine someone came and told you, yo, Bankole, let's go from Lagos to Abuja. Would you be like, are you
with your half leg and my club foot.
with your half body? I'm like, what are we doing, man?
That is crazy.
Yeah, Larys dressed him down. Larys was like,
Dressed
I'm
him
done with this,
But
man.
that was where we get the reveal that Aegon thought that his mom loved Aemond
Mhm.
more.
Mhm.
And I think why he thought that was maybe how hard she fought for the eye.
Mm.
Like, if you recall in season 1, after the whole eye thing happens, how like Alicent crashes out. And he saw that, he's like, oh, wow, she's fighting for him. Meanwhile, all I'm getting is her telling me, you're stupid, you're not ready for being king. Fix up.
Yeah, you're a sex pest. Yeah,
Yeah, a sex
shout-
pest.
yeah.
You know, all that kind of thing. But I think that's the first time he really says like, oh, like she obviously loved him more.
Mhm. Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
clearly not true. I don't think she loved any of those kids like that.
Halaena was the only one I know
She
Mr. Darian,
loved
but he was not
Halaena.
around.
Which makes sense because men in her life had only used her.
I mean, even Halaena, let's be honest. I remember her being like, "You're weird, man." Like Alicent was like, "You're weird. You're always talking about things that are under
Bugs and things that we don't know.
the walls or whatever." She's like, "I don't like you. Can I just go back to Old Town?"
Mhm.
Thailand. Did you guys know this as book readers? Is this known that he was still alive?
He's in a completely different
He's
story.
in a very different
Yeah.
context. He's in a very
Yeah.
different context. But what I found funny about him was how much he hated Essos and never
Yeah,
wanted to
wants
go back again. After what Lohar had put him through.
He says, "I shared there," and then what's he going to say?
That woman, remember, Lohar made him fuck his wives.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I forgot about
Yeah.
that.
Clearly, he was traumatized by that too. I think they gave him something he had never seen before.
Oh.
Gave him that Essos style.
But we was talking about how Alicent was dressed in his words, her Gucci. I was like, Thailand, you're not in much of a disguise here. Is that your lion across your thing? I was like, what's going on? Like,
These guys, they can't. Part of me thinks they can't help themselves.
they can't, right?
Yeah. Part of me thinks they can't help themselves. But we'll have to say though, he did have some sellswords with him, so he wasn't unprotected.
Fair, he wasn't alone.
Yeah.
Is this the first person Aegon has killed?
No, remember he killed that guy when they were attacked by the Triarchy.
Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah, he
Okay.
stabbed that guy.
So that doesn't really help. Actually, it still helps the point I was going to make.
He also killed the person who killed Blood and Cheese, right? He killed one of them.
No,
yeah,
but I mean,
but he
as in,
ordered
actually
like
killing.
actually
do
do
it
it
like
himself.
No, I
like-
think he killed him himself.
did
I
he?
might be making that up.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
you're right. He was torturing him. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Again, but again, that's different. This doesn't really help my point. Anyway, the point I was going to make, which has been, which is,
Sorry.
I think there is still some truth to it. I was just going to talk about how like
Just cut out what we said. Cut it
No,
out.
it's fine. It's fine. We're transparent on this podcast. But I said this season, try the last 3 or so episodes, we've seen Rhaenyra, Daemon, and Aegon, quote unquote, question mark, kill. Like their first kills, their first real kills. And at this point, those are like the 3 major contenders for the title. I don't know. I don't know if I put Aemond there because Aegon is still alive and Aemond will be on. You know what I'm trying to say? But like those are the guys that are like,
Yeah.
it's like the War of 5 Kings, whatever. So now, so I was just like, it's interesting that those 3 have killed. And to me, Aegon was the one that enjoyed it.
Yeah, that little smile at the
Yeah.
end. That little smile. But is that because he enjoyed the kill or he enjoyed killing
Killing
that
this
guy
him. It was killing him.
specifically?
It was killing him.
That
But
guy.
I think those 2 things are the same, though. I think if you enjoy killing one person because that person is a bad or whatever, but like that, it just cascades. Next thing you know,
you think once you start killing is like is
I
an
think
itch.
once you enjoy in any bit of it, then you tell yourself, you can convince yourself that the next person to kill deserves it. And then, like, if
True.
if you find any justification, then it's easy to convince yourself that it's right. And the next thing you know, you're
killing again.
Yeah. Okay, so that was getting my point about how like this person they're really kissing, but I think the point still stands. It's like we're seeing Rhaenyra kill Otto, Daemon with the guy, Aegon, I guess earlier in the season, but also this episode. Yeah, I don't know I don't think that cannot be a coincidence because these are like people who are actually doing it. What does Daemon tell Rhaenyra before? It's like you need to kill him to like
basically
cement
like
your-
you need to. This is how you become queen.
yeah.
This is how you become queen.
Okay, I think we can start wrapping up now. Are there any final things that you guys want to touch on?
Yes. Where is Vega really? Because Aemond wakes up and you can literally hear Vega in the background. But Alice says let me not misgender Mima or
Vega.
Vega. Alice says she's gone. So is she really gone? Or is Alice lying to Aemon in order to control him?
So
it could just be a dream.
I think Alice is definitely lying about something. But Vega has been spotted though. That's the issue.
Yeah, but spotted, yes. But where is Vega returning to?
So if you told me that Vega was in Harrenhal and Alice had done some magic to cover her up, I would believe you. That woman scares me. That woman scares me.
I don't think she's that scary.
I like
man.
her.
Are you talking about when she brings the whole bats and stuff?
Bro, I'm talking
You know
about
she threw a rock down there. That was why those
I'm
bats
talking about
came out.
Daemon having dreamed that he was sleeping with his mother last season. Like that woman can do something.
She gave him concoction to drink.
Exactly, that's
Himself,
what I
he
mean.
now drank it. Nah, man. I mean, if she was such a strong wizard, why wasn't she able to stop the Ironborn men from attacking her?
That's a good point, because I think this is the first time, and let's be a bit serious, or for me at least, this is the first time that her credibility as a witch has been called into question by the show. Like the show was like, she's not a witch, she's just touched. She's just she's just crazy. And like I think we had, obviously because it's Game of Thrones and there's witches and stuff. Personally, I had just acted that she was a witch. Like she was making Daemon see these things last season, all that stuff. But like this person, the show is actually like, well, actually, maybe she's just crazy. Maybe she's not old.
Yeah.
Maybe she's actually just 30. Like, so I don't know.
She's like 23, bro.
Yeah, like maybe she's
30.
not hundreds of years old. I think it's the first time like the show has actually called us into question and made us like ask ourselves, do we actually think she's a witch? Like I said, that woman scares me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. She know if you do anything.
Her and Halaena, they're chill, bro. Those are like, I feel like I like the touched ones, low key. So those are my favorite
you
characters.
like them. We know
like
your
the
type.
touched ones.
We know
Yeah,
your type
it's
now.
not your
We know
type.
your type now.
Oh no, did I just expose myself?
You just
did.
exposed yourself, man.
You like women that just go off into talking about random tangents. You're like, what are you talking
Yeah,
about?
ooh.
So
I
if
don't
you're a
know,
little,
but-
if you got a little some, hit on my boy Afam.
Actually, wait, just on that, on Halaena, Aemond says when he's in Alice's arms, it's like she told me that
said,
I would die.
I would
He's
die.
talking about Halaena there, right?
Yes, Halaena told him, I'm not sure what season,
Last
but
season.
Halaena,
Two.
yes,
finale, I
Halaena says, you know you're going to die.
Yeah. Okay, I don't have anything else on my notes.
Neither
Why
do
isn't
I.
Halaena flying Dreamflyer? That's like this is because that's one of the biggest dragons, low key. Like
I
she
don't
could be
think
useful
I
here.
don't think they are going that route in the show.
They aren't. All right, fair
No,
enough.
but I think she said she's not. But I mean, that's a good way to escape. But I think she said she's not. She's not.
I'm
riding
pretty
them.
sure Dreamfire is bigger than like Cyrax, like a big dragon.
So
it's not quite
where are they?
Venator, but
I don't know if it's a he or she.
probably in the dragon pit. I think probably.
They think they're lonely. All their friends have gone and they just stay in dragon pits.
Push me to the edge. All my friends are
Friends are
dead.
dead. All my friends are dead, literally.
I mean, yeah. Okay, we're good. Anything else you guys want to share? Yeah.
Vigor's on PTO.
Vigor's on PTO. Criston
Unlimited.
Cole is on Suicide Watch.
Suicide Watch.
Sui movie.
Sui movie. It's a grippy sock holiday.
Rhaenyra and Daemon need to have both couples counseling and a HR meeting. Like home and work are not vibing well.
I know.
We need to fix that. But
Rhaenyra needs to give Miss Arya some TLC before she backstabs her.
I mean, actually, sorry, we should talk about how the episode ends because we haven't really discussed it.
Oh
So,
yeah,
like a majority, I think there were like 8. Gold cloaks slaughtered.
Yeah, that brings up a great question.
Which is like 14, I think, in total, having slaughtered in 3 days.
Yeah. And keep in mind, prior to that, they were ordered to go around in groups of 4. So how, it makes me think, is Ormond's network that deep, or has it grown into something beyond just assassins now?
Yeah.
I think the network is that deep, but they've been adding people.
Yeah.
But like, think about the number of people it takes to go into the Gold Cloaks armory and do what they did there.
Yeah,
that's the Gold Cloaks armory.
Base.
That's their base.
That's where Daemon had the speech, you know.
Oh yeah, that's he's walking through the space. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he came there to go find his boys.
Do we think those bodies were not dragged there? I thought they were dragged there. Isn't that a trail of blood on the floor?
Yeah, but even if there was, they were dragged there. They were dragged there. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, they still had access to. You're right.
Yeah, like they had access to it. So that's why I'm like, I don't know if this is just Ormond's money anymore. I think it might be partly the brutality of the Gold Cloaks combined with the fact that the people are in dire financial straits has now created, and also combined with the fact that they've been at war because of this family that can't get themselves in order. Are we seeing a larger uprising beyond just an assassins group? I think that's something we have to keep in mind for the future.
Yeah, but you're not asking if this is like an independent attack. Like this is still done by Ormond's people. It's just like
it's spreading. It could be spreading.
I think it started as Ormond's people, but now it's becoming more of a movement, perhaps.
Afghanistan.
I mean, it's back to the Rhaenyra Daemon. I think, like you said, I can't remember who said it, but like they're both right. Right. Like, yes, it was an external thing. Also, it was from internal. Yes, the Gold Cloaks needed to be paid, but also like people needed food. And the fact that they basically did neither. Like, I know Rhaenyra gave people food, but she gave them like one packed lunch. Like, it's like, what is it? So I think that has just kind of, everybody's on edge. Nobody, they didn't satisfy anybody. Nobody was happy. Right? It's like they tried to appease everybody, ended up just annoying everybody. So now it's kind of easy to get people on your side if you want to attack the Gold Cloaks, because they just went around people's houses killing people, hitting women because of graffiti.
Because of Rhaenyra graffiti.
And very soon, the people will remember that Rhaenyra, yes, I know Collis's ships brought food and we're like, oh, Rhaenyra, whatever, but like, she's the reason the blockade was there in the first place. Like, they would remember that once they don't have food on their tables.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, Rhaenyra just I think it might be too late now, but yeah.
She's her
needs
father's
to-
daughter.
She's her father's daughter.
She's her father's daughter.
She needs a hand. Like,
In
God.
more ways than one, she
yeah,
needs a hand.
True. But like she shouldn't have like that Collis thing, like it's just give it to him, man. Like Collis being here would have been so important. She needs somebody sensible on that council. Like, yeah. Well, anyway, guys, thank you for having me.
Thanks for hosting, man.
Yeah, going on this ship. I didn't crash us, so I'm thankful for that. Hopefully you guys listened to this and didn't miss Ebube too much. But either him or myself will be back next week. It's busy. People are busy. But we'll definitely have an episode for you next week, whoever it's at the helm. The Odyssey, hopefully this week. Christopher Nolan, go back and listen. Let us know your favorite Christopher Nolan movies. What are you guys' favorite Christopher Nolan movies? Do you guys have one?
We've literally had a podcast where we discussed this, by the way.
You and I?
Yes, we have. So go to
Were you
hell.
on the
No, I'm
Nolan
kidding.
draft?
Was it the Nolan draft or like? Oh, no. It was DiCaprio.
Yeah,
Nolan?
you were definitely. I think you were on the DiCaprio episode. Yeah,
DiCaprio, yeah. But I feel like we've talked about Nolan at some point.
yeah,
but
because
yeah.
Inception would have come
Yeah,
up.
Inception. Yeah.
So
of
is that your
course.
favorite?
Probably.
Yeah, that's why.
I also there was a big shout from Memento though. Big
yeah,
shout.
that's my favorite.
Man, it's tough for me, man. Interstellar is up there for me.
Yeah,
That's my best. I'm sorry. I completely
Yeah.
agree. That's my best.
I think that's the as much I
As an
don't.
engineer. No.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that's the
Interstellar is up
sci-fi
there
film
for
of-
me.
The sci-fi film about generation.
Yeah,
It's like
Interstellar
the
is
one
really
that-
up. I think
yeah.
that might be my favorite Christopher Nolan
That's fair.
movie.
Guys, go listen and you can find out what we think is actual best, which is different from our favorites. As always, thank you much for listening. Afam, Sonia, thank you very much. Ebube, thank you. And thank you everyone who's listened, who shared, who's liked, and hopefully we'll be back next week with more House of the Dragon. Of course, Daniel Kaluuya. Bye guys.
Bye, everyone.